What is going on, everybody? Danny back here for another reaction video for you guys, man. Appreciate you guys stopping by the channel once again. If you guys have not, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on. Give the video a like as well. I'm at 915 subscribers, man. We're rapidly growing. 2024 is going to be our year, man. The growth of the channel is going to be insane, and it's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you guys like the content enough to want to subscribe, man. It makes me feel good inside. Anyway, man, we're going to be checking this out. 10 most pointless WWE Royal Rumble wins of all time. It doesn't say of all time in the title, but I'm just going to say of all time because I feel like it was necessary to say it. But anyway, man, let's get into this video. This video is by WrestleMania, as always. The link will be at the top of the description. Make sure you guys click on it if you would like to watch the video without my commentary, without my 2 cents. Anyway, man, let's get into this. WrestleMania top 10 pointless, top 10 most pointless WWE Royal Rumble wins, man. We are almost a week away from the 2024 Royal Rumble, man. It's a great time to be a pro wrestling fan, and I appreciate you guys, man. So let's enjoy this season together. Let's check out some Royal Rumble content, man. Let's check this video out.
Booking a Royal Rumble winner is one of the most important booking decisions of the calendar year. The Rumble winner must be a talent that WWE believe can main event WrestleMania and potentially win the world title on the grandest stage of them all.
I love how they're starting out the video with Roman Reigns as well as Cody Rhodes. Obviously, we knew last year, WrestleMania 39, or around that time or whatever, we knew a couple of weeks before the Royal Rumble was going to happen, we knew Cody Rhodes was going to return at the Rumble. It was no surprise. It was not a very well-kept secret either, even before it got announced on TV. I will say, though, it was a travesty to have him come out at number 30 because that made the Royal Rumble more predictable than it should have been. I would have had him come out around maybe number 15, number 16, somewhere in that range or whatever, and let him spend a good amount of time in the Rumble. Because if he comes in that early, like around the number 15 mark or whatever, it would have been less predictable. And I just feel like the Royal Rumble in 2023 was way too predictable, and it just sort of took me out of it.
Over the years, WWE have booked numerous nonsensical Rumble winners. The Rumble winner in question was nonsensical as WWE never had any concrete plans to feature that specific wrestler in a major role, and it was a case of poor planning or poor foresight on the part of WWE. Additionally, there have been times where the
I still say the
has
worst
been so
Royal Rumble
underwhelming
winner
and
I've ever seen is
predictable,
Alberto
the winner
Del Rio.
has greatly impacted the
I don't know if it's
buzz
just
and
because I like the
notoriety
fucking guy,
surrounding the
but
celebrated matchup. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 WWE Rumble wins that were completely pointless.
Completely pointless, man. Check it out.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe with the notification bell turned on, man.
Also, check out our new website, WrestleMania.com. Number 10.
By the way, as of tonight, man, I'm officially on X. Just search up my name, man. I'm on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Follow me.
John Cena Royal Rumble 2013. When it comes
John
to the Royal
Cena
Rumble match,
2013.
fans like to see an unpredictable Rumble.
I don't think I watched that Rumble.
Traditionally leads to negative reviews and disappointment. In 2000,
there was like a certain period of time, especially like 2013, 2014 or whatever, like around that era, I was not watching WWE. I don't even think I was watching when AJ Styles debuted at the Royal Rumble in 2016. I just went through a sort of like a little phase, especially like after high school, whatever, just hanging out with my friends, you know. I was not really concentrating on pro wrestling. I pretty much went through a very long period to where I was not watching.
2013, it was a foregone conclusion that John Cena was winning the match. It was heavily reported that Cena vs. The Rock 2 for the WWE title was the plan for WrestleMania 29. The Rumble match itself was rather lifeless.
Oh my God.
Cena, as everyone predicted,
cry back!
Whilst the star power of Cena can never be
Nick
denied,
Nemeth, man. He's
this was
in
the
TNA
perfect
right now.
opportunity for WWE to make a new star. The world title match at WrestleMania 29 was
fuck Alberto Del Rio.
WWE had yet to lock down an opponent for Alberto Del Rio. Seeing a name such as Chris Jericho or Dolph Ziggler win the match would have been a huge surprise and would have changed the entire perception of the match. WWE would have then been able to book Cena to win the...
I will say, not even watching the Rumble, but just like listening to listening to commentary of this video, whatever, and going over like different things that they could have done around that time. I will say, especially for a match like Cena and The Rock, you could have had that match happen without having Cena win the Rumble. Just like I feel like you can have Cody Rhodes this year without having Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns this year, if that's the direction that they're going to go, without having Cody Rhodes win the Rumble for, the second year in a row. Because I do feel like if Cody Rhodes is in the Rumble this year, it's going to be a little bit too predictable. I would have CM Punk win the Rumble this year, and I would have Cody Rhodes go on to Australia and win the Elimination Chamber, and that could be his gateway to... he can be in cahoots with Adam or Nick Aldis, because Nick Aldis has, this sort of like this vendetta against Roman Reigns or whatever. We could have Cody Rhodes on SmackDown, talking Nick Aldis into allowing him, even though it's a SmackDown branded match, Nick Aldis could sneak Cody Rhodes in there. Cody Rhodes can win, and, because Roman Reigns Roman Reigns secretly, I don't think, wants to face Cody Rhodes again because he already beat him last year. So Nick Aldis can sneak Cody Rhodes in the Elimination Chamber, have him win, and then we can have Cody Rhodes and Roman main event night 2 of WrestleMania in Philadelphia. That's honestly what I would do. That's the best booking decision WWE could make. But you also have to figure out where The Rock fits in, because he wants to be the head of the table now. I say do that match at Elimination Chamber, man, in front of 70,000 people in Perth, Australia. That's what I would fucking do. That's where you'll get the most bang for your buck. Because WrestleMania being WrestleMania, that's already going to be a sellout. But having Rock and Roman main event the Elimination Chamber, you want to talk about fucking, adding another level to that fucking pay-per-view or that PLE. I'm just saying, man. WrestleMania, regardless if Rock's on it or not, it's going to be a sellout. We already know it. WrestleMania has the longevity. But if you really want to build up the Elimination Chamber to be a serious contender, to be one of the massive shows that everybody needs to see every year, add Roman and The Rock in the main event.
The annual Elimination Chamber match to secure Cena vs. The Rock 2 for WrestleMania. Number 9, Asuka, Royal Rumble 2018. The inaugural Women's Royal Rumble received critical acclaim, yet in hindsight, Asuka winning the match was completely pointless. Asuka was still undefeated with Challenge Charlotte at WrestleMania 34, and in one of the most controversial moments of the past decade, WWE would book Asuka to lose clean to Charlotte on the grandest stage. This felt like a huge slap in the face to everyone.
WWE has never really booked Asuka to her full potential, I don't think. Same thing with Shinsuke Nakamura and Io Sky.
Charlotte come WrestleMania 34. Number 8, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Royal
Rumble 1997. It's sometimes the case that WWE crowned the right winner of the Rumble, yet the follow-up to their win renders the victory completely obsolete. In 1997, WWE booked Stone Cold Steve Austin to win the Rumble matchup, and this was 100% the correct move. Austin's work as a heel was tremendous, and he was slowly ascending to become one of the top stars in the entire
This was a couple months before
industry.
I started watching.
In a unique move, Austin
I didn't
never
start watching
received
until
his
Bad
title
Blood
shot at
97.
WrestleMania 13.
When
Instead,
was that,
he
like
received
June?
it at In Your House, the Final Four. Due to the 97 Rumble ending in controversy, as Austin re-entered the match to eliminate Bret Hart in the final stages, as well as WWE Champion Shawn Michaels vacating the title, WWE decided to book an all-star Fatal 4-Way at the aforementioned
Bret Hart,
Final Four
Austin,
event.
Vader, and Undertaker.
Austin would take on Hart, Vader, and The Undertaker to crown a new champion, and the match would be won by Hart. Number 7, Alberto Del Rio.
Fuck Alberto Del Rio.
During Alberto Del Rio's early days in
Fuck
WWE,
Alberto Del Rio,
they
man.
truly believed that Del Rio was going to be the next big thing in the company.
You Mexican
Granted,
bitch.
Del Rio was gifted in the ring, yet he never truly had a genuine connection with the audience.
Can you tell I don't like
would
him?
book Del Rio to win the 2011 Rumble, and this was a welcome change of pace as fans firmly believed that the win would go either to John Cena or Randy Orton. The problem with Del Rio winning was that WWE, and to an extent the WWE fans, were still on the fence regarding Del Rio.
Bro, I was at that Rumble, man. 2011, Boston, Mass, TD Garden. I mentioned in a couple of the past videos we checked out involving the Royal Rumble. I was at this fucking show, man. And to say that everybody in Boston was pissed that Alberto won is an understatement.
Being world champion. This therefore meant that when Del Rio challenged Edge for the world title in the opening match of WrestleMania 27, they booked Edge to defeat Del Rio, rendering Del Rio's win as a huge waste of everyone's time. At the time, WWE
because Alberto's a huge waste of everybody's time.
WrestleMania received vast criticism.
Dude needs to be in prison.
That WWE didn't see much value in Del Rio versus Edge world title showdown. Number 6, Sheamus Royal Rumble 2012. Heading into the 2012 Rumble, most of the focus was on Chris Jericho. Jericho had just returned to the
fucking advertisements. Every fucking
fans were excited
time,
about
bro.
The inevitable Jericho versus CM Punk collision at WrestleMania 28. Fans were firmly expecting Jericho to win the Rumble, yet when Sheamus pulled off the shocking victory, fans were stunned. Nobody saw this coming, and Sheamus wasn't even amongst the favourites to win the match, so WWE had gone for a completely unpredictable option. Similarly to Del Rio the year prior,
I'm not saying this decision was great. I have always been a fan of Sheamus. I think when he first came in, and he had that feud with Triple H, and, you know, he fucking took Triple H out with a sledgehammer, and, like, around the time, like, Sheamus first came in, they were building him really strong. I will say, unpredictability is fucking great when it comes to pro wrestling. Especially nowadays, because everything is usually out there, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, dirt sheets, whatever it is, before it actually happens. So the fact that WWE tried to be unpredictable and and have Sheamus win instead of Jericho, I'm not saying creatively. Well, like, I don't know what like the story was and what the direction was going into that WrestleMania. I'm not saying it was a great move, but I appreciate the fact that they were trying to be unpredictable. Because it seldom happens nowadays.
Sheamus would challenge the world title in the opening contest of WrestleMania, and this was a match which lasted just 18 seconds. Sheamus would put the talented Daniel Bryan to win the world title, creating a memorable yet infamous moment. And the problem with Sheamus' Rumble win and subsequent world title reign was that WWE were never committed to presenting Sheamus like an actual world champion.
They should have, man.
Main event a single pay-per-view as world champion, and most of his feuds, particularly the one with Del Rio, lasted far too long and were often met with utter silence from the audience. Number 5, Charlotte Royal Rumble 2020.
Fuck Charlotte Flair.
Booking a Royal Rumble based on backstage politics is always a recipe for disaster, yet that's reportedly what happened in 2020. WWE were going to book Shayna Baszler to win the Women's Rumble, yet due to collective debt, WWE decided to give Charlotte the victory. Speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer discussed why Charlotte won the match, and this is what she had to say. Shayna Baszler logically should have won to set up the Becky Lynch WrestleMania match, and I was scheduled to win. I get why they switched from Roman Reigns to Drew McIntyre. I know why they switched from Shayna Baszler to Charlotte Flair. I think it's just a collective debt, so to speak. Charlotte Flair has been promised things in the past, then had the rug pulled out of her, which is funny because the perception is the exact opposite. Charlotte would then...
I'm not saying Charlotte Flair is not talented, and I'm not saying she's not over with the audience, but I feel like somebody like Charlotte Flair, because of the legacy of who she is, I feel like a lot of opportunities just get handed to her, and she doesn't really have much to work for. She came back after like a 6-7 month hiatus or whatever. She was on her honeymoon. She was on vacation. She was doing something with Andrade, I remember, because she was like in like Hawaii or something. And she came back and automatically won the world title the fucking night she returned. I'm like, what happened to, being a number one contender? What happened to, scratching and clawing your way to be back to that top spot? That's why nobody, has much faith in WWE's booking when it comes to the titles. Thank God Triple H is working on making the titles relevant again.
Go on to defeat Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 36 for the NXT Women's title, and this was a title win and reign that nobody asked for, and Charlotte being associated with the NXT title was a move that ultimately did absolutely nothing for the status of the title. Number 4,
Absolutely.
Royal Rumble
man.
2014.
Remember he was in a wheelchair and he was like,
WWE in early 2014, the company had set creative plans in place for the WWE legend. Batista was going to win the Rumble and challenge Randy Orton for the WWE World title in the main event of WrestleMania 30. The problem was that fans had zero interest in seeing Batista in a stagnant and tiresome babyface role, and fans had firmly decided that they were going to stop at nothing until they made Daniel Bryan the number one guy in the company. This all led to one of the worst Rumbles of all time, and the match was received so
have you guys
poorly
seen
that
like how Batista looks recently, man? He looks a lot different than he used
Batista
to.
as a babyface
He's
simply wasn't
lost
going to
a lot
work.
of muscle mass.
Following his Rumble victory, Batista would keep his
He almost
WrestleMania
looks
spot,
human.
yet Daniel Bryan would be added to the match in a welcome move. It goes without saying that Bryan should have won the 2014 Rumble, and the fact that WWE was so stubborn with Batista's babyface presentation was a testament to the problems in their creative department at the time. Number 3, Lex Luger, Royal Rumble 1994.
This was before I started watching.
The WWE were always hesitant to crown Lex Luger as their top babyface, and this was never more obvious than in the 94 Rumble. Luger was a logical favorite to win the match based on his prior on-screen presentation, yet fans had organically decided that Bret Hart was the guy to carry the company into a new era. In a move that has never since been replicated, WWE would book Luger and Hart to win the 94 Rumble match, and as a result, both men would challenge for the WWE title in 2 distinct singles matches at WrestleMania 10. Luger would fail in his attempt to become WWE champion.
I really hope that they don't go in the same direction when it comes to Roman Reigns and The Rock and Cody Rhodes. I really hope they don't book Roman Reigns to wrestle or wrestle The Rock night 1 and then Cody Rhodes night 2, man. I don't think that, I mean, for him to lose both nights of WrestleMania, I don't think it'll make Roman look that good in the eyes of the fans. Speaking personally, like, if he like, you know, he's been dominant up until this point. So if he loses the titles to Cody Rhodes, maybe even like having like Solo and Jimmy like try and like help Roman during the match. And then you hear The Rock come out and he, you know, takes out Solo and Jimmy, causing Roman Reigns to get distracted and finally lose the titles. Maybe that can set up The Rock and Roman down the line at like maybe Saudi Arabia, SummerSlam, Backlash. I mean, they're going to be in France for the first time, so, you know, that's going to be a pretty big show. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do. I just don't want to see Roman in night 1 and night 2. I don't. I don't want to see that because it's not going to make Roman look any good, and I just don't think it's needed. There's a lot you can do creatively. You just got to think about, you know, the decisions that you want to make as far as the story is.
At WrestleMania, whilst Hart would be successful and would close out WrestleMania 10 as WWE champion. Luger being a co-winner of the 94 Rumble was ultimately pointless, and it would have been easier if WWE gave the sole victory to Hart. Number 2, Ronda Rousey, Royal Rumble 2022. On the surface, the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble felt like an unpredictable Rumble that anyone could have potentially won. However, when just before the show it leaked online that Ronda Rousey was returning in the match, it became inevitable that the baddest woman on the planet was winning the whole thing. Rousey's in-ring work in the match was lackluster.
Fucking leaks, bro!
It was hard to tell if she was supposed to be a babyface or a heel. Following Rousey's win, she would challenge Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 38, and the two would have a dull encounter, which Rousey surprisingly lost. WWE had booked Rousey to win with any concrete creative plans in place, which was very frustrating as a viewer.
Bro, isn't Ronda Rousey like an ex-UFC like champion, world champion or whatever? In what universe does Ronda Rousey fucking lose to Charlotte Flair? Charlotte Flair is like, she's a good pro wrestler, I guess, but she doesn't have like the caliber when it comes to like the combat sports genre that Ronda Rousey has. I do feel like that was a little fucked up. Nobody wanted this match, nobody asked for this match, and I'm glad Ronda didn't lose or didn't win, but I'm just saying, man, like this match, this whole entire feud was fucking pointless.
If Rousey had returned during the build-up to the Rumble and explained her character motivations, then perhaps a win would have made sense. And number 1, Vince McMahon, Royal Rumble 1999.
Should have
the
fucking
1999
known.
Royal Rumble was
should have known the old man was going to be on this list.
Between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. The two entered into a match at number 1 and 2 respectively, and everything outside of any interactions between the two presented as inferior and irrelevant in the match. In a shocking turn of events, McMahon decided to book himself to win the match. He was a non-wrestler who had now won one of the most prestigious matches in WWE, and fans remain baffled as to why McMahon believed that this was actually a good idea. Thankfully, McMahon would never make it to WrestleMania 15 as Austin would eventually earn the spot to challenge The Rock, meaning that McMahon's Rumble win had no purpose other than to create a further obstacle for Austin on the road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, folks. 10 WWE Royal Rumble
that were pointless as fuck, man. So that was a great list, man. I gave you guys my thoughts on some of the people on the list. Obviously, number 1, you should have known McMahon was going to be on it because I do remember McMahon winning in 99. And obviously, he had, he had the ministry, the corporation, whatever you want to call him, helping him. Briscoe was out there, Pat Patterson, The Rock, multiple people. I think even Triple H came out at one point. I haven't watched that Rumble in years. But, you should have known the old man was going to be on the list. Anyway, man, it was a great list, man. I love checking out these Rumble videos because it gets me even more hyped up for what we're going to be seeing a week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow, man. Today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. So a week from Saturday, we're having the Rumble in Tampa. And I'll be here live watching on the channel with you guys. So if you guys want to join the live stream, I'll also be live tonight for Friday Night SmackDown. We have the contract signing between AJ, Randy, LA Knight, and Roman. That's going to be good. And we have Logan Paul on the KO show, man. So if you want to join the live stream, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you guys get notified And anyway, man, it was a great list, great video once again by WrestleMania. Make sure you guys check it out. First link in the description. Check me out on my Twitter, my newly made Twitter account. Link is in the description as well, or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna call it Twitter because I'm fucking, I don't know, I'm old school like that. So I appreciate you guys checking out the video, man. If you guys like videos like this, you already know what to do. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on. Check out my social media accounts, links are in the description. Make sure you guys give the video a like. I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace.